From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Saturday, July 30th, 2016. Silver is trading at $20.33 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,351 per ounce. And according to BitcoinAverage.com, the average price of Bitcoin is $663. Antiwar.com reports, according to the Syrian Observatory for Human Rights, U.S. airstrikes against al-Gandour in northern Syria have killed at least 28 civilians, including 7 children. The town is near the city of Manbij, which has been a major target of U.S. strikes over the past 2 months. This attack is in addition to the other U.S. attacks in and around Manbij in recent weeks, including one Tuesday of last week, which was estimated to have killed around 200 civilians. Overall, the U.S. strikes have killed well over 300 civilians since the offensive began in May. The Syrian Observatory's statement on Friday warned the number of civilians killed in the area is rising dramatically and demanded that the U.S.-led coalition stop targeting neighborhoods with civilians, saying such attacks aren't acceptable even if the Islamic State fighters are present. The U.S. confirmed that it conducted the airstrikes in Gandour, but said it is still conducting a preliminary investigation into who was killed. The observatory said they believe the toll will rise further than the 28 already confirmed killed, with a number of people gravely wounded. When you hear the word lobbyist, you probably think about greedy corporations, but not all lobbyists are the same. Some are fighting for the freedoms you hold dear. Liberty Lobby LLC is doing just that in New Hampshire, working hard to represent you, not some special interest group. You can help by going to libertylobby.xyz, where your contribution will give us the tools we need to ensure that your voice is heard. Visit libertylobby.xyz today to find out more. UPI reports a federal judge on Friday struck down a string of Wisconsin voting restrictions passed by the Republican-led legislature and ordered the state to revamp its voter identification rules, finding that they disenfranchised minority voters. U.S. District Judge James Peterson, ruling in a legal challenge to the laws by 2 liberal groups, said he could not overturn the entire voter ID law because the federal appeals court had already found such restrictions to be constitutional. But Peterson, in his 119-page ruling, said the requirements that Wisconsin voters either show a photo identification or go through a special petition process had unfairly burdened minorities and needed to be reformed or replaced before the November presidential election. The judge wrote, to put it bluntly, Wisconsin's strict version of a voter ID law is a cure worse than the disease. Peterson left the voting rules intact for the August 9th primary election for federal, state, and local offices, saying to change them less than 2 weeks in advance would be disruptive. But his ruling was expected to impact the November presidential election in Wisconsin. Peterson also struck down as unconstitutional limits on in-person absentee voting, residency requirements, and a ban on using expired student identification. For nearly 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and have permanently removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. Reuters reports less than half of U.S. adults are satisfied with the way Arabs and immigrants are treated in this country, according to a new Gallup poll. The poll of more than 3,200 adults found 45% of Americans are very satisfied or somewhat satisfied with the way Arabs are treated, a 4-point drop from a similar survey in 2015. The survey showed 43% are satisfied with the way immigrants are treated, down from 44% last year. For the poll, Gallup asked respondents how they feel about the way 6 groups of people in the United States are treated: Asians, women, Hispanics, blacks, Arabs, and immigrants. Respondents were asked to reply very satisfied, somewhat dissatisfied, or very dissatisfied. Gallup poll author Art Swift said the overall 2016 figures remain relatively stable from the similar survey in 2015. Swift said, while a sizable number of Arabs in the U.S. are Muslims, many are Christians, and there have been modest change in the satisfaction with the treatment of Arabs in the past year, still immigrants and Arabs are viewed as getting worse treatment than other key minority groups. Gallup said it did not have a sufficient sample size of Arabs to report on how they feel Arabs are being treated in the United States. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.